Driving for dollars is a well-known technique for finding distressed properties in your market. But guess what? You can also kill two birds with one stone, because while you're driving for dollars looking for distressed properties, you can also find cash buyers. And you can grow your cash buyer list for wholesaling deals. And on this video, we're gonna talk about how to drive for dollars to find cash buyers. All right, Jerry Norton here, and welcome to another video here on the Real Estate Freedom TV channel, where we focus on how to master real estate investing, learn everything you need to do to become successful at making money in real estate so that you can live your dream life, and that's what this is really all about. And on today's video, we're gonna focus on a technique known as driving for dollars. Now, we put together other videos, we put a series together all about driving for dollars so that you can really learn that technique well and kind of master that strategy of driving for dollars. And in this video, we're gonna talk about how to actually use that same strategy where we drive for dollars, which is physically driving in your target market, looking for distressed properties, and at the same time, as a natural kind of side benefit, finding cash buyers. Because while you're out driving, looking for deals, you will inevitably come across other investors in the marketplace. These are investors that you can build your cash buyer list, so you have more investors when you get deals that you can take to for wholesaling. Okay, so those of you that are interested in wholesaling. So let's talk about it. There are two types of cash buyers that we want to look for and that you can easily and readily find when you're driving for dollars. Now, the first one let's talk about is for rent signs. These are buy and hold investors. So when you're driving around, you're going to see for rent signs, and you're going to see companies or property managers that are marketing a property for rent. Now, behind every for rent sign is an investor, and that investor may be interested in buying more properties. Most investors that do buy and hold, they don't want to own one or two properties, they want to own dozens or hundreds, right? So they're always looking for more deals. I found that buy and hold investors, landlords, are a great source of cash buyers, that if you bring a deal in their area and their market that fits their criteria, they'll buy those deals, you can wholesale to them and make a lot of money. So when we're talking about buy and hold investors and calling on for rent signs, how do we do that? What's the strategy? Well, I've put together a series of scripts for exactly what to say and exactly what to talk about. And I put that together in my Driving for Dollars phone scripts. And I want to talk about some of this on this video here. And then I've got all of this kind of outline, which I'll give you these scripts, and I'll give you this download for free. So first thing you're doing is when you first call on a for rent sign, there's a chance that you might get what I call the gatekeeper. Now, the gatekeeper would be a property management service or somebody that's kind of screening calls, because that for rent sign is meant to attract a possible tenant. Now, we don't want to come right out and say to the gatekeeper, hey, I'm an investor, and I've got deals, and I want to talk to the investor, buy and hold investor about buying a property, right? You're probably not going to get past the gatekeeper. So what I kind of do is I kind of want to appear, like an interested renter maybe, or kind of get the attention of that gatekeeper. So first thing I'll say, hey, I drove by your property for rent on such and such, please call me back. So that would be if you get the answering service. You don't want to say too much, you just want to say, I drove by your property, give me a call back. If the gatekeeper calls you back, you want to say, here's the script that we follow. You say, first of all, I'm a local real estate investor and work closely with a group of other investors in the area, many of which own rental properties and are often looking for good property management. Can I get your contact info that I can share with my network? So what angle are we taking? First, we're trying to appeal to the property management. We want them to feel like, hey, I'm calling, I could possibly bring you business, which is true. I always want to find new property management. It's another resource that you can share with your network. So I work with investors, I can bring you business. Now you've taken the guard down, right? Because they're saying, oh yeah, let me give you my contact information, we can help your people out, no problem. Secondly, my investors and I also acquire discounted properties, and I was hoping I could talk to the property owner to see if he or she had an interest in purchasing additional investment properties. Can you share with me his or her contact info? So first, I appeal to them by talking about how I'd like to use them and their services. Second, I want to tell them, hey, the company the investor that you represent, I might have properties which would mean more business for you. Okay, you always want to think about what's in it for me. How do I get them interested in sharing with me the owner's contact information, which is ultimately what I want. If you get in touch directly with the property owner, because some self-manage, so if you happen to call on the for rent sign and you get the owner, the investor himself or herself, that's great. Your script might sound something like this. Hi, I'm a local real estate investor and I often acquire discounted properties, and I wanted to find out if you were interested in picking up any more investment properties. Okay, so you kind of go right at it that way. When and what type of deal are you looking for next? If I brought you a deal that fits your criteria, would you buy it? Now what that's doing is it's finding out how serious they are about buying more property and finding out what they're looking for. So if you can find out what the investor is looking for, what areas they like, what their criteria is, and you say, great, if I find a property that fits that criteria that you just described, will you buy it? Are you ready to buy? And if they say yes, then great. You've just found a cash buyer. Now all you got to do is match them with a deal. Go get a deal that fits that criteria, bring it to them. I often call this reverse wholesaling, when you get the cash buyer first and then go get a deal under contract and bring it to them and wholesale it to them. Okay, so that's a way to do that. Now again, these scripts I put all together. Don't think you have to memorize those. I read them right out of my scripts here, out of this PDF download. All you gotta do is click the link in the description. I'll give all these to you for free. But I just wanted to kind of go over them with you. So the second type of cash buyer that we can find is contractors working on homes, fix and flippers, or even buy and hold investors that are renovating homes. So whenever I see homes being renovated in the market that I'm doing deals, there's a good chance that that's an investor. Now it could be a homeowner who just hired contractors to fix up their home, but oftentimes it's another investor doing a remodel. And whenever I see contractors, their cars or vans or trucks in the driveway, or I see them out working, or I see renovations going on, a dumpster out front, that's a red flag to me that there could be a cash buyer that I want to talk to and get to know. So again, what I'll do is I'll pull over, I'll get out and I'll talk to the contractors. Now think about this. If I'm talking to a contractor and I come right out and I say, hey, will you give me your boss's contact info? Will you give me the owner's information? They're probably not going to do it. So I got to go at it a little differently. I got to go at it from the right angle. So what I'll say to that contractor is I'll say, hey, I'm looking for contractors. I'm an investor. I'm doing deals in this area. I'm always looking for a new roofer or whatever they are. Can you share with me your contact information? I'd love to get that so that the next time I need somebody, I know who to call. Now the guard comes down, right? The wall comes down. They're going to share their information with you. And then I say the same thing. I say, hey, I've got a deal that maybe the owner that hired you would be interested in. Can you share with me his information? If he buys my property, he'll more than likely hire you to do the repairs and you get more business, right? So what's in it for me? That's how you go about it. And then now they'll share with you that information. So you get that owner's information, you call them up and you do the same thing. You say, hey, I noticed you're fixing up a home. I'm an investor. I get deals all the time. I've got a property right around the corner that you may be interested in. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to take a look at it? Or what types of deals are you looking for? So that if I get a deal that fits your criteria, I know to call you. It's all about building your list of cash buyers. Driving for dollars, I like to do both. I like to look for deals and I like to build my cash buyer list, and I like to do it at the same time. You might as well. You're driving the streets, you're talking to motivated sellers, you might as well talk to investors and do both at the same time. So that's how Driving for Dollars can help you build your cash buyer list, looking for rent signs and looking for contractors working on properties. Those are the two best ways to do that. All right, now again, I put all of this together in my this really simple PDF. It's got all my scripts, it's got the breakdown step by step. You can get this for free. Just click the link in the description, download that, and have it as a good resource. Again, make sure that you're watching all of the videos in this series. I put together a number of videos all centered around how you can learn how to do the technique of driving for dollars, to find deals, find cash buyers, get more deals, more cash buyers to flip deals, to grow your business, make more money, and ultimately live your dream life. That's what this is all about. Jerry Norton here, and I'll see you on the next video.